One of the interesting fights on the card involves our next guest. James Vick is going up against Francisco Trinaldo. And you'll recall after his big win over Joseph Duffy at MSG, James Vick was in this studio pushing very hard to fight on this card, this Austin card, and wanting to headline it, wanting to get that big spot, that big push, that big fight, sort of like the Darren Till Cowboy Cerrone situation in Poland in October. Well, he got on the card, but he didn't get the big fight that he was looking for. He didn't get the main event fight that he was looking for. So I wanted to see how he feels about all of that and check in with James Vick. He is kind enough to be joining us right now via the magic of Skype. Let's go back to it and say hello to James Vick. There he is. James, how are you?
What's up, man? I'm good. Happy to be back.
It's good to talk to you as always, James. So you got the fight card that you wanted. And it's rare for someone to say like, hey, put me on this FS1 card. You know, it's not a pay-per-view. It's not one of the, the numbered events, but I want to fight on this particular card. You're in MSG, but you say, I want to go to Austin in February. Like you have your sights set specifically on one card. So that's rare. And I thought, all right, they're definitely going to oblige. They're definitely going to put him on that card. And they did, but they didn't put you in the main event that you wanted. What was your reaction when you got the news that you were on the card, but not in the main event?
I was pissed. And I was more pissed about the way the whole deal was approached to me when I asked to be the main event. And I talked to Sean Shelby. He didn't tell me who the main event was. He said, "Oh, it's we're looking at someone else who's already headlined before, so you're not going to get the main event spot." And I was thinking it was Derek Lewis, and then he said it wasn't Derek Lewis, so I didn't know who it was, right? And then when I find out, then people start tagging my name and Cerrone's post. Cerrone posted on Instagram talking about I'm looking for an opponent at 155 or 170, and basically asking who wanted the fight or whatever. People started tagging my name, so I immediately went on Twitter and said, "Yeah, I'll fight him." And then I text Sean Shelby and I said, "I'll fight Cerrone at either weight. It doesn't matter." And then he didn't even reply. He didn't answer anything. And then 3 days later, they announced Cerrone and Yancy Medeiros as the main event, which pissed me off because I offered to take the fight at either weight class. And also, he was acting like it was some, for all I knew, the way he was acting, I thought maybe it was a 185 pounder or a heavyweight or whatever that was headlining the card. I didn't know it happened to be somebody that fought in my weight class, or that was asking to fight in my weight class. And then it played out that way. I thought that was kind of shady how that was done.
At that point, did you know you'd be fighting against Trinaldo?
Basically, okay, so the situation was this. Well, no, so I didn't know until after the main event was already booked. Then Sean messaged me and back and gives me options. And he said he was going to try Kevin Lee and Chiesa. First of all, he's like, these guys want no part of you. He's like, this is going to be hard to get these fights done. He said, basically, this is what he said. He said, back when guys, he's like, these guys are just willing to set now. He's like, back when guys used to make 2 and 2, they'd have to take the fight. You'd say, oh, okay, if you don't fight Vick, then you're going to be on the shelf for 4 months. And then they'd be forced to take the fight. Now, he says, we do that. And guys are like, okay, that's cool. I'll set out because they have money. And basically, that's what Kevin Lee and Chiesa did. He said he was going to try to get one of them two to fight me. They wanted to do Chiesa with a rematch from the Ultimate Fighter, and Sean really wanted that fight. And then, of course, he didn't want it. So then he tells me, okay, well, my options are probably Trinaldo and Paul Felder. And I said, okay, well, I'll fight either one of them. And then he gets back to me and he says, Paul Felder. I said I would rather fight Trinaldo because Trinaldo's ranked higher, and he already beat Paul Felder. I said, but I'll fight either one. Then he gets back to me and said, well, Paul Felder can't fight until later, so we're going to offer Trinaldo the fight. And he's like, I'm pretty sure he'll take it because Trinaldo doesn't turn down fights, and that's how the fight came about.
So as far as like advancing your career and wanting to take that step, you're very anxious to do that. You're hungry to do that. Forget about the main event. The actual fight itself, does this satisfy those needs, or are you kind of like, geez, this is not exactly the jump that I was looking for?
Well, when we initially signed the fight and agreed to the fight, Trinaldo was ranked above me. He was ranked, I believe, 13th, and I was ranked 14th, or I was 15th and he was 14th or something like that. So at least it wasn't a step back for me.
Mm-hmm.
but then they redid all the rankings and everything. Now I'm ranked above him, but at least it's better. It's better guy in the top 15 than someone outside of it when I've already
Sure.
beaten the 8 other guys, and all these other guys. It's not like I'm a 500 guy or even a 2 or 3-0 guy asking to be a top contender. I have the record, and at least it's not a step back.
Being on this card, but not the main event, does that like now? Are you kind of annoyed that you're on the card? Would you have rather than just been put on a different card so that you're not in Texas, you're not on the card you asked for, and sort of below, 2 guys that I think you believe you should be headlining over?
Yeah, no, but I still want to fight at home. Of course, I want to fight in Texas. The venue is 3 hours from my house. I mean, it's not super close, but Texas 3 hours is decently close, as big as the state is. And I'll have all my friends and family there, and tons of fans there. Of course, I still want to be on the card. It really just kind of pisses me off to the point that I'm like, well, I just wanted to say, well, fuck y'all. I'll be on the card, but just put me as the fucking Fight Pass card. I don't even give a shit anymore. That's kind of how I felt about it. But I am on the main card, and I'm fighting at home, so I'm happy to fight at home, of course. But I do think I should be the main event, and I agreed to fight, and I said I would fight Cerrone in either weight class, and everyone wants to act like the dude's, oh, you're not a real welterweight. How the fuck is he? He's fought more fights at lightweight than I have, and then the guy I'm fighting, Trinaldo, beat the other guy in the main event, Medeiros. So it's not like it's not like it was just a different weight class, a heavyweight or something main eventing or something like that, and it wasn't a possibility. It was a possibility for me to get to main event spot, and I'm kind of pissed about it.
Were you given a reason as to why they didn't go with you in the main event?
No, Sean didn't even acknowledge the fact that I called out Cerrone. Like I messaged him, and told him I'd take the fight at either weight class. And I would rather. I mean, this is what I don't get. You see all these guys. They talk about, oh well, this person's moving up, but they're moving up and they're fighting another lightweight. So you're really just moving up and fighting your 2 lightweights agreeing to fight at a heavier weight.
Right.
Of course, I walk around heavier than Cerrone does. I guarantee you, I do. I would gladly fight him at 170 pounds and not have to cut all this weight.
So is it fair to say that James Vick is going into this fight on February 18th with a pretty big chip on his shoulder?
A little bit, I've gotten over it a lot. I guess you got me amped up a little bit, but I've gotten over it. I don't even care. It's just annoying. I get annoyed at the fact that I'm still getting annoyed about not being promoted the right way and stuff like that. But I don't even care. I'm just going to keep winning fights and demand more money.
What would you like to be done as far as promotion? Like, how would you promote yourself? How do you want them to push you?
I mean, okay, here's a prime example. What was the last fight night? It was Jacare Derek Brunson.
Yeah.
They had Jordan Rinaldi and Gregor Gillespie got a feature on the countdown show. You know what I'm saying? And they weren't the main or the co-main event. Here I am. I'm the third fight I'm the 2 fights from the main event. So I'm in that same pecking order on the system here. No one's came and filmed me. I've never been on a countdown show. I've never been I've never been featured on any show except maybe UFC Unleashed for knocking someone out or finishing someone or something like that. I've never been promoted that way. I've never had any of that stuff. I have one of the best records in the organization. None of that's ever happened to me. They after I complained in Dallas about not being promoted, I went to Oklahoma because it was a 3-hour drive, so I did a little appearance there, and then I got flown out for International Fight Week. So those were 2 good things that they did for me, and promoted me and gave me, some publicity and stuff. But after that, in the last few months, I haven't gotten anything. Even with, I felt in the built up to the Joe Duffy fight, they obviously thought he was going to win. They had him as damn near a 2-to-1 favorites, and I felt like he was getting more of a push than me. And then, I'm done. I'm done with talking about it. To be honest with you, I don't even care anymore. I'm just gonna I'm gonna fight this contract, and I'm gonna demand more money, and I'm gonna keep winning.
How many more fights left?
I have 3. After this one, I'll have 2.
Okay, so we're getting close.
Yeah, in my opinion, by the time this deal's over, I'm going to be in line for a world title, and then I'm going to demand a crazy amount of money at that point. If I'm in line next for a title or one of the top 3 contenders in the world, yeah. Assuming I win this thing out, and in my mind, I'm going to, I will be Well, I'll be 11-1 or 12-1 in the UFC if I
Yeah.
win, win these next 3 fights out, and then it's time to get paid.
Is it fair to say that you want to fight those 3 fights out this year? You want to get those done in 2018?
Yeah, for sure. I'm hearing. I heard a rumor that the UFC is coming to Dallas again, maybe in May.
Okay.
If that's the case, I would love to be on that card. I would love to be on that card after, to turn around and fight him. But that's 30 minutes from my house. I'd love to be on that card, and then after that, I don't have one fight left.
Sure. What's like what's the best, like, okay, Trinaldo, do you have it lined up? Trinaldo, then this guy, then this guy?
Yeah, but I don't know who. I mean, honestly, I don't even really look at who I would want to fight next because, first of all, the guys won't even agree to fight me. Second of all, half of them are already booked. Half the top 10 is already booked in April, and the other half ain't fighting. So it's you got Khabib, Tony Ferguson booked. You got Chiesa booked now. Iaquinta booked now. You got Nate Diaz ain't fighting until he's talking maybe June. You got Kevin Lee who won't dare fight me. So I mean that's I don't know who the hell I'm going to get. Honestly.
What do you make of this whole situation with the belt in your division? Are Ferguson and Khabib, are they fighting for the real title in your opinion?
I do think so in my mind. I mean, McGregor hasn't lost the title, but I mean, he is, he's not fighting and he's not coming to the table with a date of when he's going to fight. So, I mean, I guess something has to be done, but I guess they didn't officially strip him. Like they're not really saying that they've stripped him. So I don't know, but I mean, I think that, in my opinion, it should be the real belt for sure that they're fighting for.
Who's your pick in that fight, by the way?
I got Khabib. I think
Okay.
Khabib's going to win. I think Tony Ferguson, he gets too comfortable being on his back. He accepts being on his back too much, and tries to. He's good with his elbows and his guard attack is good and stuff. But I think in certain positions he doesn't try to get up. He just tries to stay on bottom too long, and I think that's gonna cost him in this fight.
Are you the kind of fighter who fights better or well when you're fired? Like, obviously, I remember when this fight was announced, you were clearly frustrated on Twitter, and that was over a month ago. So you've obviously calmed down, and I'm sorry if I riled you up a little bit here less than 2 weeks before the fight. But that's why I didn't want to have you on Monday of fight week next week. Give you a little break to then calm down again. But are you the kind of guy who fights well when you're emotional, or do you need to not think about these things as you approach the fight?
I don't. It's funny as I won't be emotional until right after I win, and then I'll just go crazy. Probably be in the back with y'all. Talking shit. Be on the mic, be on the microphone, and they're in the cage talking all types of shit. But before the fight, I'm 100% tunnel vision. Focused on winning, and after then it'll just hit me, and then I'll just go crazy.
Okay, yeah. Your mic game as of late for the last couple has been very strong. So I'm expecting something strong here in this one.
Oh, I got a good one. I got something good.
Oh yeah? What do you got? Can you give us
yeah.
Can you give us a hint? Can you give us a taste?
I mean, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to say. I mean, it'll probably sound better when I say it live, but
Yeah.
basically, I'm tired of these guys. I'm tired of these guys, and I'm fixing to try to do like these motherfuckers did and just skip the ladder. I'm sick of it. Chiesa, Kevin Lee don't want to fight me. Chiesa, man. I mean, these dudes. First of all, where's the dignity of a man? Like you're supposed to be a fighter, and you don't have the balls to fight someone. You want to say that you don't want to fight me because I'm ranked below you. Okay, that's understandable. But then you sit here and try to call out Evan Dunham, who's ranked below me now, and now you're agreeing to fight Anthony Pettis, who is ranked below me now too. So that argument goes out the window. Anthony Pettis is 2-5 in his last 7 fights, and you want to call him out, and you're agreeing to fight him, and now he's ranked below me. So fuck these guys. They've lost their chance. I'm not thinking to Kevin Lee and Chiesa anymore. That ship is motherfucking sell for them. They ain't getting an opportunity anymore because pretty soon. And I text Sean Shelby this a while back when we was trying to make a Chiesa fight. I said soon I'm going to be ranked above him, and when I am ranked above him, then fuck him. Because I've begged and practically called this guy out for 6 years in a row now, and he won't fucking fight me. Well, fuck you, dude. This ship is sailed, buddy. You should have jumped on board when you had a chance. So I'm thinking Khabib. I'm thinking Tony Ferguson. I'm thinking McGregor. I'm thinking world title fights. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, I'm done with these clowns. If they agree to sign, they do. But if not, then I don't care. I'm done with them, man. I mean, in my opinion, I'm about to go in here and I mean, Trinaldo's no joke. He can fight, and I'm taking this guy very serious. But I'm going to win this fight, and I'm going to smoke him, and I'm going to beat him a lot easier than Kevin Lee beat him, where I'm not going to take a beating the whole first round and almost get finished and get dropped with a body shot and shit like he did. I mean, basically, Trinaldo beat the shit out of him for the whole round, and then he got lucky and landed a head kick and finished him. But after he took a beating. I plan on making it look way easier than that. And then he turned around and beat one guy and got a world title shot. I'm thinking world title shot. I'm done with these clowns. They don't want to fight me. Then fuck them. They lost their chance.
Yes. Preach, James Vick. That was great stuff. I hope you say that all on the mic on February 18th.
Oh, I'm going hard. I may go even harder. I gotta hold my tongue on the cussing though, because I do catch myself. That's why I need to get on a pay-per-view card so I can cuss as much as I want. But I can't cuss on Fox and get a ticket, and I don't want to get fined and stuff. So I'll hold the tongue there. But that's pretty much what I'm going to say is I'm done calling. I mean, how many times I've been calling these guys out for a year now? Kevin Lee's already turned down 2 fights with me back when Joe if he sees this and denies that, like I said, I still have all these text messages and proof of this saved. So either the matchmaker's lying to me or they're lying one, you know. And when I fought when I lost my only fight with Benil, the only fight I've lost, Kevin Lee turned down the fight with me. His camp didn't want to take the fight with me. And then just this recently, they were trying to make the fight. Sean was trying to make the fight. He didn't want to fight. So his ship is sailed too. He's done. He don't even get an opportunity.
At least you're on the main card this time, right?
Yeah. Last time I was on the main card on a fight night because I took the fight with remember I took the fight with Abel Trujillo on 2 weeks' notice. That's the only reason why they put me on the main card. If not, they had me on damn prelims in my home state.
Damn. No respect. You're the Rodney Dangerfield of the lightweight division. No respect, but you keep doing your thing. You continue to beat guys up, and hey, look, you got this opportunity. Let's see what goes down. And I do think that the more vocal you are, the more people are going to know. I know that it's a pain in the butt, and I know you were disappointed, but keep doing your thing, man. I think things are going to start turning in your favor this year. I really do feel that way.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I plan on fighting this thing out. I plan on winning these. Like, if I re-sign a contract before these 3 fights are up, it's because they offer me a shitload of money. Okay. That's the only reason why. And you know what? I mean, if this continues at this pace and I'm winning and I'm not getting the things that I feel like I deserve, then I'm going to play the field. I'm going to go where I'm celebrated, not where I'm tolerated. So I'm going to play the field and see what's up.
That is good stuff. Celebrated, not tolerated. Damn. James Vick. Great stuff, man. Absolutely great stuff. Thanks for doing this, James. Great to catch up with you. I love the fire. I love the passion. Looking forward to your return in your home state, February 18th on FS1 against Francisco Trinaldo. Rankings-wise, one of the most important fights on this card. So it may not be the main event, but as far as stakes, it's tough to find a fight on that card that's bigger than yours. So keep it up, my man, and best of luck to you in less than 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ariel. I appreciate it, man.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. There he is, James Vick. Absolutely spitting fire. That was amazing stuff. Holy smokes.